In this video, I want to talk about how to start a marketing agency and start to make at least $360,000 per year with that agency. And if you're new here, my name is Max. I run a super niche marketing agency, and on this channel, we basically explore how to start, run, and grow a successful marketing agency that can help us generate great results for our clients, but also help as the entrepreneur to achieve financial time and location freedom. And starting a marketing agency making $360,000 per year or more, it's actually not that hard to achieve. And in this video, I want to go over the overarching basics or the mindset or really like the thought process that you need to have to be able to do this. And I'm talking from experience. So without further ado, let's just dive into point number one. And that is to master the basics. So I think that most of you guys watching this video have no experience in growing a marketing agency, but there might be a few people out there as well who's already growing or running an agency, and you might be listening into this video to kind of learn or hear what I have to say about it, right? But in all honesty, it doesn't really matter if you're a beginner or a seasoned advertising agency owner, because the most important thing when it comes to growing a marketing agency is just to master the basics. And what I mean by that is that if you want to grow a business, it doesn't have to be a marketing agency. The main thing that you need to figure out is really the offer. That's the only thing that really matters. And in the offer, you can talk about a ton of different things, right? But really, the offer is what do you sell, or what do you have to sell, and to who do you sell that specific service or thing. That's really the only thing that you need to become really good at. And that has been the basic thing in business since the beginning of time, essentially. Do I have something that you want, and are you willing to pay money for that in return? So when it comes to a marketing agency, you can do this in a ton of different ways. So what most people do, or what most agency owners do, that is the mistake, the biggest mistake in my opinion, is that you become a generalist, meaning you're trying to sell everything to everybody, because there are a ton of different marketing services, right? You can do SEO, Google ads, Facebook ads, YouTube ads, LinkedIn ads, TikTok ads. There's coming new platforms all the time. Somewhat soon, I guess you can do like ads in the metaverse as well. There's a ton of different services. You can build websites, yada, 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 right? And then you can sell those services to different markets or different business owners. You can sell it to gym owners, or roofers, or solar contractors, or dentists, or e-commerce businesses, chiropractor, lawyers, accountants, etc., right? So there's an endless amount of possibilities of what you can sell and to whom. The problem here is that if you're gonna sell everything to everybody, it's very hard to create a really good offer, right? It's pretty much impossible, because today you might be talking to a dentist and he wanna do SEO, and tomorrow you talk to a lawyer who wanna do Facebook ads, and the next day you're talking to a gym owner who wanna do YouTube ads. So it's pretty much impossible for you to create a really good offer for everybody. And then you onboard a ton of different clients, and then you're trying to do this work for all of these different business owners, and it's just a complete mess. So you don't wanna do this. If you wanna master the basics, you wanna have one specific niche, one specific market, and you have one specific service that you sell to that market. And then you create a very good offer, an offer that they cannot say no to, essentially. And you perfect that offer, and then you sell that to that specific market. And then the question becomes like, okay, but what market should I go for? Well, there are a couple of things that I like to look for, and that I learned from Alex Hormozi in his book, $100 Million Offers. And he basically talks about a couple of different things. So when you choose a niche, first of all, you want to choose a niche or a market that is growing. You don't want to go for a niche that is dying, right? So for example, I think he talked about an example in the book of his friend who had really good service, but he was selling that service to newspaper businesses, and newspapers are dying, right? So by just changing the niche to a market that was growing instead, he made a lot better for himself, essentially. So go for a market that is growing, go for business owners that actually have some money to invest, go for a market as well that is somewhat easier to find online. If you're doing organic outreach or Facebook ads, you want to go for a niche that is easy to find, essentially. You can target them pretty much effortlessly online. And then I think you talked about a fourth point, but it's escaping my mind right now. Just go for a niche that you're interested in, it's growing and has some money and so forth, and they are easy to find online. But yeah, I don't want to talk too much about this in this point number one, because I'm gonna elaborate it a little bit more in point number two, and that is the SNMA concept. So on this channel, we talk a lot about the SNMA, right? The super niche marketing agency. And that's exactly what I just talked about, right? If you're gonna create a really good offer, and if we can agree upon that, if you're gonna grow a business and have a sustainable business and be able to make money for yourself and for your business in a sustainable way, and have fun and less stress, and be able to produce great results in marketing and sales, you need a really good offer, right? So I hope we can agree upon that. If you're gonna start a business, you need a really good offer. And this took me a long time to actually kind of get that ball to click, or that light bulb to kind of go off in my head, is that, okay, it doesn't really matter how much advertising I do or how much I know about sales and different sales technique. If I have a bad offer, people are not going to buy. Hey, you know, it doesn't sound that crazy, but that is pretty crazy. And that is the truth as well. If you have a really good offer, people are going to buy. If you don't have a good offer, people are not going to buy. Some might buy because they believe in you and they might want to test you out, but most people are not going to buy. So, okay, the goal is to have a really good offer. How do you get a really good offer? Well, it starts with the super niche marketing agency concept, or the SNMA concept, if you're in the marketing space. So what is an SNMA? Well, again, one specific niche. Don't sell to all different niches, sell to one niche. Also, you only have one specific service that you sell to that niche. Don't sell all of those different services that I talked about earlier, but become the YouTube ads expert for gym owners, let's say, or the Facebook ads expert for solo contractors. One service for one specific niche, and then you create a high ticket offer for that niche as well. And you can even niche down the SNMA even further. So if you want to do a super niche marketing agency, again, you can niche it down even more. So let's say you're going to become the YouTube ads expert guy for gym owners. You can niche it down even further. So you can say, we only do YouTube ads to gym owners making at least $1 million per year already. So that's what we do in our agency as well. We say we only help residential roofing contractors already making at least $3 million per year, or franchise roofers already making at least $1 million per year with Facebook ads. And the reason why you want to niche it out even more, and why I recommend that you go for already somewhat successful businesses, is because they're just easier to work with. And if you're a beginner, you might think that it's going to be easier for you to start with a smaller business because it's not as frightening, let's say. But that's a big mistake. You should go for the businesses that already have a successful businesses in place. First of all, they're better business people. Second of all, they have experience. They know how things work. They're clear in their communication. They already have things figured out in their business with sales processes and people at the right place. And if you can prove to them that you have a great service and it actually works and gives them an ROI and they scale with it, you know, they're gonna invest more money with you as well. Because investing, let's say $3,500 per month for a small business, it's going to be seen as a lot of money. But if you help a bigger business with $3,500 per month, it's just a small percentage of their overall advertising budget. So they don't really care. But if you do prove yourself, they're gonna invest a lot more money with you essentially. So you have that potential upside as well, which is huge. But that's basically my 2 points so far. Master the basics, go for an SNMA. My point number 3 is to go for fewer, higher paying clients. So if you want to start an agency and make $360,000 per year, let's say minimum, or potentially even more, but let's have the $360,000 per month or per year in mind right now. That basically means that you need to make $30,000 per month. And you much rather have fewer clients paying you a lot than having a lot of clients paying you a little. So we have some clients that we charge $3,500 per month per area for, and they have 3 areas. So that's basically $10,500 per month from one client. So, you know, if you get a couple of those, you're already over $20,000 per month. And then you could get like 2 or 3 more clients and you're at $30,000 per month or $360,000 per year. And the reason why you want to do this is because it's a lot easier to have one client paying you a lot, because now you're only talking to one client and serving one client, than having like 20 clients trying to pull and get your attention all the time, right? And this is why you should have a high ticket pricing as well, or a high ticket service, because you run an SNMA, you only help gym owners with YouTube ads, already making at least $1 million per year. You're selling your services for $3,500 per month because they have more money and the potential upside for scale. You get more of those clients, or fewer or more of those higher tier clients. And let's say you charge $3,500 per month. If you get 10 clients, you're making $3,500 per month. So then you're already there. Or get fewer clients paying even more, essentially, right? I'm sure you get the concept. And then the 4th point that I want to talk about is to focus on results. If you run a marketing agency, really the only thing that you need to focus on to have long-lasting clients, and this is really the double-edged sword when it comes to agency, because it's nice to have a client for the long term. They keep paying you. It's a really, really nice business model in that sense. But the double-edged sword is that you need to continue to produce results every single month, right? You know, if you stop producing results for them, they're not going to pay you anymore, right? And it's not that big of a risk. You know, when you run an SMA, that's why you want to run an SMA as well, because you just want to figure out one service for one specific market. If you figure that out, you start to find a proof of concept that you can just copy paste to new clients. So it becomes very easy to produce great results for new clients because you know what works, essentially, right? But the main thing, again, that you need to focus on is to produce great results. If you produce better results than anybody else, why shouldn't they work with you? So let's say there's an you have a competitor that's a generalist. He's helping everybody with everything. He's not able to produce any like great results for really anybody. He might have some clients that he do some good results for, but you know, he's speaking with a gym owner, let's say, and he's trying to sell them, and he's charging like $1,500 per month, and that gym owner is like, okay, you know, yeah, he doesn't have a good offer, it doesn't sound that interesting, he doesn't really know my business, but he has a good price though, $1,500 per month. Yeah, I might go for him. And then it comes in contact with you. You are a marketing agency, a super niche marketing agency, only doing YouTube ads, only for gym owners making at least $1 million per year, but you charge $3,500 per month per area, and you have a really good offer as well. You really know his industry, and you have great testimonials and results from past clients that are very similar to his business. I can promise you, if he has some nice cash flow and he want to scale his business, he much rather go with you because you're the expert, you have the testimonials and results, and he much rather pay you a lot more money per month than going to a generalist, not knowing his industry at all, but he's only charging $1,500 per month. So hopefully this makes sense. Hopefully this gets your mind to spin a little bit about how to think about things, because pricing is not everything, right? It's the overall thing about what you offer. Everything comes down to the offer. But yeah, that's basically it for this video on how you can start a marketing agency making at least $30,000 per month or $360,000 per year. Hopefully you learned something from this video, and if you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe as well. Right now this channel is rather small, but I'm gonna grow it to a huge channel, mark my words. Why not just subscribe and following along on the journey? Do it. And also, I see you guys as my market here on YouTube, so I want to know what you want to see, right? The only way I can give you what you want is to ask you, what do you actually want to see? So let me know in the comments down below what you actually want to learn more about, and I promise you, I read all of the comments myself right now. I reply to all of them myself as well, and if you give me a serious comment about what you want to see in the video, I can promise you that I'm gonna mark it down in my backlog and potentially create a video about it as well. The chances are very high, at least as of right now. So thank you so much for watching. Let's interact, subscribe to the channel, and I see you in the next video.